You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and cbgtv.com. Good evening, Tamara. How are you doing tonight?
I'm okay. Al, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, not too bad. Been busy lately. Got a big event coming up this weekend with the CBG end of things at the Cannaindian Expo in Toronto.
Yeah, that's like it's going to be an amazing time. Lots of vendors and lots of people going to be milling around. Like a big, event. So that sounds like it's gonna be, and you have your own booth, so you could be able to mill around or, really connect with people. So that's gonna be really great.
Yeah, and we will be roaming around, covering the grounds, letting everybody know, and talking to the other exhibitors, as well as doing some stuff from the booth, and checking out some of the seminars, going in and out, and catching a bit of them as things go on, as well as the awards.
And there's also panels and education. Like what's the event look like?
Oh, there's education, all kinds of stuff. Let's see. I've got the list right. I got the list right here. There's seminars and main stage information on the benefits of topicals, cannabis beverages. There's even a living soil discussion.
Oh, that's great.
Terpenes Unleashed, joint rolling competition. And 2 sets of awards, one for bud tenders and one for Canfluencer awards. Nice. And that's all a whole range of things, advocates, podcasts, and all kinds of things.
Same type of event that you were at last year. Is this year 2 of the same event? Or?
Yeah.
Right.
Year 2 of the same event. This is at the Inner Care Center on the exhibition grounds in Toronto.
Right.
It's right beside the Princess Gates. It would be the east entrance along the lakeshore there. I can't think of the actual name of the road. It might be Princess or Prince, because it's Princess Gate.
Right? Yeah, I remember the event from last year. So
yeah,
I was there, but I remember like the whole event being, because I think was that the one that the podcast or the network was nominated for an award. I think last year.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Pace Radio Network was nominated for award last year for top podcast.
Different angle. You have CBG TV has a booth.
Yeah. This year we've gone in, not in we're there as and covering the event as CBG TV. We're media partners with them, and we've been doing interviews. We've probably got somewhere around 25 or 30. I believe it's 30 interviews that we've done, and we've put out for people to learn about the exhibitors, as well as some of the nominees for the awards.
That's terrific, Al.
Yeah.
It's all good stuff. Yeah.
It's been busy, and it's been a learning experience. Even though I have sort of done some of this in the past, but still always learn something.
Like riding a bike, get on and you start redoing it, and you just have to get your brain to evolve up, catch up with the technology.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget, it's an old dog learning new tricks.
That's excellent. But the fact that you're involved in it, something that you love, and it's about something that you love, and you love advocating about cannabis. So this is perfect for you. It's right up your alley.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was involved in it so long ago, and then when Streaming Self was done, I haven't been involved in any shows really in Toronto in 10 years. So to be able to go in there with a booth, and this is a great opportunity to be able, for CBG TV and, make connections and stuff with people.
Absolutely. That's terrific.
Yeah. They'll be doing bud sampling there as well. And there's an outside consumption lounge. So if you're a bud tender and you have a bud tender pass, then you're eligible for sampling from some, not all the companies are involved in it, but some of the companies are. So
well, that's the way that things are going to have to be done now. It's going to have to be the legal market and the people that are holding licensing and holding these events to educate the general public. And if you can bring in legacy people to help, educate them.
Well, and like tonight's guests, there's still lots of legacy events that are going on out there, and it's education, information, sharing your knowledge, all that stuff is something that's going to be happening at the event that we're going to be discussing tonight.
Perfect.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to this.
That's good.
Yeah,
we'll hear all about it, and there'll be lots of pictures and stuff, and
Yeah, as far as the Canon Expo, and maybe something going on with this event that we're going to cover tonight. And I could tell you all about it tomorrow.
But let them tell us.
Let's just let our guests tell everybody.
Yeah.
All right. So at this time, I'd like to welcome our guest, person who loves to educate people about the long time non-solvent extract called hash. Welcome, Joesph Frazer to the Pace Radio Show. How you doing, Joesph? Oh, can you hear? Oh, everything was Can you hear us, Joesph? Hello. Hello.
I think they can hear us.
Can you hear us, Joesph? Can you hear us? No, I don't think so. I don't think he can hear us now. He's not muted either.
No.
No.
Live interactions. This is what happens.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Yeah. Leave. Hang on. I'm gonna send him a private message. All right. No, I'm just gonna remove him, and I'm gonna send him a private message.
And they'll come back
to leave the room, and then come back in.
He was fine before we were talking to him.
Oh yeah, we were talking to him. We've been talking to him for 15 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
I was having computer issues, so.
Okay, let's see if there's any change. I don't think. Yeah. Okay, you see my message.
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully, he comes back in here shortly, and we'll get him back in. Yeah, everything was fine. Talked to him for 15 minutes. Went over the review like we do with all our guests. The layout or the timeline of the show, and make sure we could hear him. And went over even camera positioning tonight.
Sound check.
What's that?
I said doing a sound check.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Just like and everything was fine. Everything was running good. And all of a sudden.
But that's how things happen. Like I said, I turned this thing on tonight and it was going really slow. I still have stuff on the screen that I can't close and stuff that's on the screen that I don't know where it came from.
Yeah, well,
my desktop was like, where did this come from? It's like a whatever, cannabis and coffee, and then I don't know what it is.
Okay, I see he's back.
Yep.
Let's see if we can hear him. Just setting up going on there. Can you hear us now, Joesph?
Yes, here we are.
All right. You've got a different position. Good. All right. Now, you're just cutting off the top of your head there, Joesph.
Are we okay?
Yeah, if you squat down. There you go. Someone's behind you. There you go.
All right.
Good stuff. Hey, we're live. This happens. You can't control some things.
Sorry,
so
we don't do this too often.
Yeah. Welcome to the Pace Radio Show. It's great to have you on.
Thank you.
As I mentioned in your intro, hash was something that you have a passion for, something that you love educating people about. As I said, it's a non-solvent. It's something that's been around for centuries. but yet we're still learning about it.
Yeah, it's cool because like it's a lot of people talk about it like it's almost something that's been almost lost, like the art and the knowledge of it, and that's like Frenchie Cannoli. He did a lot of spent a lot of time over in the Middle East and the producing countries, and you know brought a lot of light to real hash making and whatnot. But he's not the only one. There's a lot of other people doing it, and
Right.
we're especially now where since legalization, you're starting to see a lot more stuff all over the place. It's
Oh,
sad.
yeah.
Like probably 90% of the hash out there right now is fake. And there's different levels to fake. There's completely outright fake where they're adding things. Um, there,
Fillers?
yeah, like you hear stuff like edible food grade clay.
Huh?
That's probably one of the worst ones.
Coca-Cola syrup. We used to use Coca-Cola syrup back in the 80s.
Yeah, see, they've been doing things like this for a long time,
But
but
it was
Yeah.
but the difference is now that
right?
the
These
diff-
were just guys that were just like trying to rip people off. So they get the good chunks of the Goldseal, and then they'd have Coke syrup to it, and then make
yeah,
it more, right?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, no, people have been doing things like that for a long time. But
Mm.
what's interesting now, though, is now that you see all this stuff on the internet and social media and whatnot, um, people are making like elaborate packaging and like all the stamps and whatnot. Like
Right.
one of the first signs to me that someone doesn't know what they're talking about with hash is when they start talking about gold seals. Saying like, "Oh, this stuff's gold seal," or "This stuff has the gold stamp." It's like that actually is a bad sign these days. It means
Yeah.
I
it
haven't
means
seen any of that for like decades. Like it's been
yeah,
since the 80s. Like you don't see it anymore at all.
yeah. No, and
Really?
the one that you like, the stuff that you do see, yeah, it's all fake or remixed.
Yep.
In my
Mm.
opinion, like the only true import that we see these days in Canada is Moroccan. And
Right.
it's interesting too because like what I talk about a lot lately is like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you'd see Afghan or Moroccan hash.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to kind of shy away from the Moroccan hash more because it always tended to be more dry and brittle, not quite as good, but you could tell it was still really import. Whereas Afghan hash was like nice and gooey, smelled great, tasted great, it was better. These days it's now sort of the opposite.
Really?
Um, yeah, because you don't like okay, since they pulled out of Iraq a few years ago, you're not really getting
Oh,
Afghan over here anymore. So
right.
anything that is here has been here for a long time and it's been stepped on and stepped on.
Right.
Um, and
And
then
Morocco just had the biggest harvest according to the news reports too of
yeah,
hash.
well, and that's what's cool is like when we're talking about 10, 15 years ago, most of the Moroccan hash was made with sativa, landrace stuff, weaker
Mhm.
stuff. Whereas they've got genetics now, like everything going on over there in Spain and whatnot. They're growing some serious weed now, and
Nice.
it's reflecting in the hash. it's
Well, yeah, exactly.
I mean, as patients, we've been making our own hash off our own plants for 2 or 3 decades ourselves too, right? So, like
You know,
same quality, I guess, but
no, exactly. That's what I found is when I made my bubble hash, it was nowhere near what that I had seen like in the 80s and 90s and seeing the blocks and
well, you know what?
I've got when we get into our conversation, I'm gonna get into your event. I'm gonna show some people that chunk of hash that we put in the post of the announcement because like when I saw that it was just like, oh my god, look at that. It was
Yeah,
just,
that was
oh,
one of the best. That was one of the best chunks of import I've got. That was a Moroccan. I loved that one.
yeah, oh
Yeah, that
yeah,
came from a
only
guy in
when
Montreal.
I first started smoking anything, it was hash. You couldn't get flour.
Yeah,
Back
that's
in
what everyone says. That's what a lot of people say.
1986,
yeah,
87, like there was no flour. Everything was
yeah.
hash. Everything.
My first
Now,
tokes. My first
now what?
tokes were hash.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Knife
Yeah.
hits off the stove with 2 knives.
Now, what you said about Now, what you said about bubble hash like never being as good, that's a whole conversation, because like
Yeah.
you can have bubble hashes that are actually a lot stronger than any
Oh,
import you're gonna get.
yeah. I completely agree.
But
Because it was
but
just
my
my product sucked.
no, but the thing is though, like the one difference with true imported hash versus anything you're gonna get in Canada is you can't mimic the smells that you get from something that was grown outdoor in that climate. Like
Yeah.
the smell that you get off of like an Afghan or a Moroccan hash, like that kind of deserty smell, you know what I mean? Like you can't fake that here. It's
No.
it's a reflection of the climate it was grown in over there, right? And
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and that's why I think like Moroccan hash is probably my favorite. I love the taste.
Just love the taste, eh?
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't go looking for hash. Like I don't like that's not something I go into a store and look for.
Well, you know
You're
Yeah.
what? In stores, it's like I said, like 90% of stuff is fake, and it's really a shame because how much fake stuff is out there. It's kind of fucked the game up. Sorry, screwed
no,
the
you
game up for the
no, you
real hash because like okay, something like this, like really good unremixed Moroccan, it's between
Mhm.
like $6 to $8 a gram on the kilo. So that's like $6,000 to $8,000 for a kilo, right?
Right. Yeah.
Whereas you're like the numbers for all this fake stuff that's going around, it's crazy. It fluctuates from anywhere from like $1,000 on the kilo
Mhm.
all the way up to 3,000, right? So a lot of people have never actually even really seen real hash,
know.
and they're just
Oh,
used to dealing with this stuff that they've been getting and flying and making money off. So you show them something like this and they smoke it, they say, okay, that's cool, but $8,000, get out of here. you know,
the
but that's what
yeah,
it is.
yeah, yeah. Hash. It's if you're putting good buds into creating your hash, then you're gonna have good quality hash. If you've got something that is low quality, hash doesn't always make it high quality stuff. It's good going in, it's good coming out, garbage going in, garbage going out.
It's the
Well,
same.
and unfortunately, like all this stuff that I'm talking about, mostly like all these cheap bricks I'm
Mm.
talking about, it's not even really real hash. Like what the most common recipe that we're seeing is keef bound with oil, whether
Right.
it's Rick Simpson oil or
Um,
BHO.
Yeah.
So now that I
oh,
said that, smell a piece of hash next time someone
oh,
shows you.
hey, I've never bought any in the store, so
Well,
I couldn't, I
we used
couldn't
to
tell you.
we used to like save our keef. You could buy like
Yeah. Oh,
right.
I got a mason jar full
Blonde
of it.
hash, like you just take your keef and you press it all together, and that's like a blonde hash, right? But that's basically your keef, your trichomes, just all like anything that you have. They used to have this
Mm.
box that would just collect those piles, and my husband would stick it in. It was a hash press that he had gotten from a friend of his, and he'd make his own little bricks, and that's the best, like in the pipe, while you're
Yeah.
Yeah,
leftovers.
so you know what? So like sure technically that's kind of hash, but the thing is that's like it's not really because there's so much plant matter in that still, like
Yeah.
the reason that's pressing is because you're adding so much pressure, right? Whereas
Right.
like
Mm.
real
Oh yeah.
hash, like it's you don't need that to make it
Yeah.
bind, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing on a mass scale, like for someone to actually make like a big brick of stuff like that, you need to add something to make it bind. So that's
Yeah.
why like most of the hash you see in all these native shops and whatnot, they're it's keef bound with oil.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
And
yeah. Is that what you call binders, or is that just a binder something else besides that and
yeah,
filler?
that's what we're referring to in the flyer when we say no binders, no fillers.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, talking about the flyer, you want to? I can bring the flyer up. You want to talk about the event?
Yeah, sure.
All right, here we go. Here's the flyer that you've posted, and this is an event that you're holding, and it says that it's being put on by the Hash History and Origins. Is that what it says on there?
Yeah, so that's what we kind of call our group, the bunch of us that do this stuff together. So that's
Yeah.
myself, Joe Goldfarb,
Mm-hmm.
Bam Grow, and Raul, and now Lawrence too.
And Lawrence.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, we've done one event together beforehand.
Okay. I was going to
Yeah.
ask you that. I mean, like, you've been doing this for a while, or is this just something new? Because I hadn't heard of anything like this, and when I heard about it, when Lawrence actually mentioned it, I went, "Wow, I want to know more."
Well, yeah, this is my second hash event. I've also thrown 2 cigar rolling seminars, cannabis cigar rolling seminars,
Oh,
because that's my other business, like Goldseal Cigar, right? Um,
oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, they've all been really good. Um, each one of the events has had like about 80 people at them.
Nice.
We always have like 10 vendors or so. The vendors do well. It's
Mm-hmm.
you can smoke inside at the venues we do these things at. It's a lot of fun.
Nice, nice. It does say indoor smoking lounge. I was gonna,
Yeah,
yeah.
so Growers World, that's where we're doing this one.
Oh, okay. I know where you're at. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
where you're at. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is interesting. Just
Right.
hash as it should be.
Right.
Now, what is there any music as well? Like you mentioned the vendors. You got any music that's happening as well with this?
Nobody performing music or anything. Like there'll be music playing on the intermissions and stuff, but like it's a seminar. So it's kind of like an interactive workshop and seminar because I'm going to be speaking, Joe's going
Hmm.
to be speaking, Raul's going to be doing a chillum demonstration, and
Nice.
then Lawrence is going to be speaking, and Bam is also going to do like a live demonstration of washing bubble hash.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about bubble hash too. Eh?
Yeah.
Sounds like I could use a lesson.
So Bam is the lead hash maker for Carmel.
Oh, okay.
You know Carmel, the legal brand.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. That's what I thought. I was thinking, okay, hang on here.
That's
That's the
one of the
legal one.
few. That's one of the few good products on the market in the legal world right now. His hash. It's
Yeah,
great.
is it?
That's the thing. Like it's shocking. Like I'm talking about this fake hash and stuff. Um, you see it even in the legal market. I'm not gonna bad
Oh,
talk and like name the brands, but
no,
there
that's fine.
there no, but there's a few brands that are legal brands here in Canada and Ontario that are making fake hash. They're
Oh,
like if you look at the ingredients on their product, it'll be
yeah.
like keef and flavored distillate, and they'll be
Oh,
calling it like blueberry strips or something. Like it's just
yeah. I've never even investigated hash. Yeah, so this is now
Yeah,
now
but
you
you
got me curious. Huh?
well, it's funny because something that someone pointed out to me today, one of my good friends who is in the business of making a lot of this stuff,
Yeah.
um, he he was saying that a lot of these fake hash products actually start with a screw up. It'll be,
Mm.
like if somebody makes a whole batch of shatter, but then it doesn't turn out nice and it turns too brown, how do you get your money back?
Yep.
Throw it into a bunch of keef and make a big ball and
Yep.
call it a temple ball.
Yep.
And
Oh,
now you
yeah,
get your money
yeah,
back, and then they
Right.
start doing it regularly, or
Yep.
so
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And I've seen some product like I grow my own, so I don't rely on the stores to get my stuff. So, but whenever I've gone in there just to try to test something like pre rolls, it'll say premium cannabis, and I said, "What the hell's premium cannabis?"
yeah.
I've never
I
heard of
don't,
that screen.
no, I don't buy pre rolls either because, like, I have bought them. We were
Yeah,
trying to buy them. They're like this
it's
big.
more of
Tastes like pencil shavings. It's like I ain't buying
yeah,
this.
it's more out of curiosity. So, but
Yeah.
now I mentioned that I was going to show everybody this chunk of hash that there we go right there.
That's beautiful.
Nice, nice chunk of hash right there, eh, Joseph?
Yeah, yeah.
No fillers or binders in there.
No, that was great stuff.
Was.
Yeah, we that went quick. That was 100 gram piece.
It looks like it's a piece of pie sitting up on a
So
display.
I made a meme. I made a meme with that one actually.
Mm.
So one of the most common fake hashes out there is the Amsterdam Bulldog. Um,
Yeah.
it's like a very light colored blonde, and it's trying to be that. So I made a meme with 2 pictures, and it said "you versus the guy she told you not to worry about," and that's the guy she told you not to worry about, the real
Very
one.
well, yeah. Because it looks like there's even your knife there that you cut it with is all sitting there. And it just reminds me of a piece of cake sitting up on a display,
Yeah.
and looks so yummy.
Right.
Yeah,
The only thing I would think that would might even possibly be comparable is a little bit of finger hash you get when you're trimming off your plants.
oh
You get
yeah,
those balls of finger hash, and we used
Yeah,
to save them and rub our fingers, and or we take our gloves. Sometimes it depends because a lot of times we didn't.
everybody here is fist bump in the air as you're saying that. Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
your finger hash right off your off your scissors and your
Rosy
plant.
rubber gloves.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he just said he used to freeze the rubber gloves so you could get it
Yeah,
off easier.
yeah, yeah. We'd soak them in ISO, like when we were making oil and stuff. We'd
Oh
soak
yeah, yeah.
gloves in the cold. We just dip them quick, right? Yeah, we'd make sure we'd save.
No, so
exactly.
for the event, we got a bunch of great sponsors, legal
Yeah,
legal and legacy. That's what's cool with all this stuff is
yeah.
getting everyone to work together.
Well, yeah.
We
I've
got
got the. I'm gonna bring the poster up again. I seen the. You've got some logos there on the poster. So if you'd like to go through them, go ahead.
Yeah, so Carmel, first off, that's BAM. That's the company that BAM works for. He's their head hash maker.
Yeah,
Their flour too, like as far as legal flour goes, I'd say they're one of like the 5% of companies that I actually like respect and really like their flour. Um, Same with Fine Niagara, the other guys who I have on there.
yeah,
Yeah, they're just great growers. He really knows what he's doing when it comes to picking the strains. Both of those guys, Carmel and Fine, they know what people want and they're good growers. It's Yeah, and then we've got Sheesh, the hash soda.
yeah.
They've always been cool. They gave us
Hash
a bunch of
soda.
cans.
Is it carbonated? I guess it's a
Yeah,
soda, right?
it's pop, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I
But they're
got.
good. They use natural flavors to make them. They're tasty.
Oh, good. It's the carbonation. I have Crohn's disease, so I can't have anything carbonated.
Oh, okay.
Gas, eh? So,
And
but
then yeah, as far as the legal companies
yep.
on the poster, that's who we've got. And then
Oh.
Spliffs, bottom right there, that's Spliffs McKenzie.
Oh
She's
yes. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, she's one of
Yep.
like OG vendors in Toronto. She's great people.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Very active. At one time I know that I was always seeing her posting stuff.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
she's been great. No, and we got a
Uh,
lot of nice donations from people too. You know, Erlectic Dave, the guy behind the Happle.
yeah.
So
Yeah. I know Dave.
he
I've
made
interviewed him
this
a few times.
special for us. It's one of his Happles, but it's
Oh,
got
hang on. I'm gonna bring that. There we go. Yeah. Yeah.
so it's like a big Happle. It's got a base. It's got the green stem, and then you can
Mm-hmm.
use it as a regular dab rig too. So that's gonna
Nice.
be that's gonna be a prize. Um, we've also got some stuff from this designer, Taimasuki. So that means I like weed in Japanese.
Yeah. Can you just turn it? Oh, okay. Yeah. There we go. Better. Okay.
Yeah, some of his
Oh,
hats and some of his shirts. His shirts are really great designs.
Nice.
nice. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. I can see the one picture there. Yeah.
yeah, and there's gonna be like tickets include a toque, one of these guys, um,
Oh, you
stuff
get a
from
toque. When you buy a ticket, you get a toque.
Yeah, if
Like,
you buy a ticket, you get a toque. You get some stuff from Carmel, some stuff from Fine, hash soda. You get a whole bunch of stuff.
Nice.
oh wow.
Yeah, the ticket
Goodie
price is
bag for
always
going in.
Strike
well.
bags those sound like they're great.
We make sure that the ticket price is always well worth it. You know, not to
Yeah.
mention the
Yeah.
seminar, all the knowledge you're gonna get. Like Joe Goldfarb is a really interesting guy to listen to. All his stuff
Yeah.
about like cannabis archaeology and history of hash and whatnot.
Mhm.
It's really fascinating stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
It's about the hour. Before we go to break, we got a comment from somebody, and that just came in a couple minutes ago. And this is from Poor Pizza Dave. Poor Pizza Dave says that a well-aged temple ball of bubble hash is my favorite, especially any lime cultivars. I've been experimenting with dry sift static tech lately, and it's been a blast.
Static tech, that is something I'm very intrigued by. Like I haven't tried it yet. I haven't even
Mhm.
had the hash yet, but I've heard a lot about it, seen pictures, read a lot about it. I'm interested.
All right.
I'm trying to get some from Morocco right now. I got a buddy in Spain who's
Mhm.
potentially going to get me a little piece to try here. So yeah,
Yeah.
static. It involves using static electricity to remove like only the finest heads from the hash. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it makes it's very expensive even over there.
Yeah.
I hear about some people doing it in California too.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
That's
right. Okay. Well, let's go for break, and then we come back. We'll get into some more conversation.
Okay,
All
great. Sounds
right.
good.
All right. When we return, as I said, we'll talk more. Talk more. This is the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and cbgtv.com. You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net. Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor. If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Cannabis edibles are an effective way to manage pain and other ailments, especially when you deal with your trusted partner, Legacy 420, in Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. You see, we lab test every product on site to ensure proper dosage every time, which is critical when consuming cannabis edibles. All Legacy 420 edibles are made by our classically trained baker and chocolatier, and we also have super tasty vegan options.
Our baker has been in the industry for 25 years. She's also a chocolatier. Everything from savory to sweet, your chocolate bars, brownies, butter tarts, you name it, we make it.
Talk to our knowledgeable Cannatex about our incredible variety available. Give your trusted partners a call. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net. Hey, welcome back to the Pace Radio Show.
Okay.
Tamara and I are talking to our guest, Joesph Frazer. He's organizing an event called Real Hash that is going on in Toronto, and we haven't even talked about what day it's happening at. We've been just talking about hash.
So it's happening. It's happening this Saturday night.
This Saturday night.
Yeah.
Okay.
So originally the poster says 5 to 11, and doors are still going to be at 5. But since Canna Expo is going on, we're gonna probably hold off on really starting until like after 6.
Okay.
Kind of gauge when everyone showed up. Give everyone good time to get there. The last scheduled thing on the Canna Expo that day is a joint rolling competition at 4:00.
Yeah, I think it's the expo goes till 5 on Friday.
Yeah.
6 on Saturday, 5 on
Sunday. It's not too far from where we are. So
no. Yeah, I haven't got a clue. I know the address and all that's on the poster, but I haven't got a clue of the distance wise. I don't live in Toronto. So.
It's just Coxwell and Danforth, close to the DVP.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. And now you're doing this, you're educating people about hash, and this is only the second time you've done it, but you're also on Instagram, Goldseal Cigars.
Yeah.
Now there you go. I brought it up, and I saw these in one of those pictures you sent me, and I wasn't sure what it was, but yeah, that's what all those are, right? Over here on the right. Well, here too. Goldseal Cigars. Oh, is that what this one here is right here?
So that's a special one. That's called a sulibra. It's that's a Spanish word for snake.
Okay.
It's actually an old style of cigar that people do where it's 3 and they're intertwined. So yeah, that was a custom order I did for someone recently. I've done a few of those over time.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
boxes of cigars. It comes in a case right there.
Yeah, so there's a few different things I do with those. Like that middle picture you see there, that's like a custom box I sell with 5, where you can have them all done differently, like depending what you want. Whereas like the other pictures you're seeing on the side, those are big box jobs that I did for other companies, because I do like white label jobs for people too.
Sure. Yeah.
Where they'll have me roll their flower, and then they sell them individually or in packs to their customers.
Yeah, that's they're looking pretty neat.
Yeah.
Containers.
Thanks. Yeah, I've done a bunch of collabs with a bunch of different companies.
Yeah, I see you got Lawrence's poster there, eh?
So that was a book signing that Laurence did with us a few months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I see right here. This one here, it's the Great Books Hash. This would be one of Lawrence's books.
Yep. So that was when me and Laurence first met. We met through a good mutual friend of ours in the scene. Yeah, he just put us in touch. We started talking, and we realized he was going to be in town. So we set up the book signing. We did that at Planet Paradise. That's the other great lounge in Toronto that we do.
Yeah. It's one of the last lounges in Toronto. Like, at one time, I know I did a report on 9 of them for Treating Yourself magazine, and they were all it took us like a month going down each weekend into Toronto in order to cover them all.
Yeah.
But now, basically that's it. Planet Paradise. Oh, well, I guess there's the Lit Research Lounge, which is completely different.
Yeah, I've never been there, and from what I understand,
right.
You can't smoke blunts or anything. So
no, yeah, exactly. Now I guess all those wraps, they'd all be blunt wraps.
Mostly, yeah. I mean, I'll do hemp wraps for people that want it. I do joints too. But yeah, I use a variety of different ones depending. I like using blunt woods. I've used those a lot. I use a lot of backwoods. Brothers Broadleaf is another great company out of the States. And it's too bad because we're really limited here in Canada with what kind of tobacco we can get.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Because I
Yeah.
know they have, they're pushing the no tobacco and things.
And
And
what province you're in too, and what you can
that'd be
get. It's
interesting.
like
Tobacco,
well,
cannabis.
everything's packaged differently. You can't even tell what's what anymore, and it depends on the province too on what you can get and what you can't get.
Well, that's why here, like in our scene at all our events and whatnot, like if you talk to anybody, nobody buys Canadian backwoods. There's a whole second market for American ones up here because of that. No one even buys
I
them
think,
this
yeah,
section.
I've seen those requests online. Yeah, yeah, people looking for the American version. So, but no. Now the as far as the event goes, again, you've mentioned vendors, vendors there now. Hash vendors, or I guess just people that are vendors and got swag that can
We're gonna have
come.
a variety of people. So there's some people with hash, there's people with flour, a couple of good bakers and edible companies, extracts.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, yeah. It sounds like a
Lawrence, of course,
little
with
mini
all his
market.
books.
That now I don't know, I'm sort of guessing. That you mentioned workshop and seminar. Would it be separate from that area, or is it basically a big stage area where you could hold these seminars, and then the vendors are sort of laid out and around?
Yeah, the vendors are all around the sides, and
Yeah.
then we have seating in the middle, and then the center stage kind of at the back where we do the demonstration and the seminar from. We'll have a big screen that we're projecting things onto too.
And you'd be going all over reviewing the history of hash.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's going to be a few of us, right? Like Lawrence is
Yeah,
the key speaker, and he's going to be talking all about like his travels and his books and everything he's done and whatnot.
yeah.
Um,
Now we
and
know who you and I know who Lawrence is, and Tamara knows Lawrence's name, but um, Laurence Cherniak. I knew I messed up his name.
Cherniak.
Cherniak. There we go. He's an author when it comes to writing his book. He's got the trilogy of the hash on writing a book of hash, and he's an artist.
No,
He
he
sent
is. He's
he sent Tamara and I
Told us
some
thank you because he sent me. Yeah, go ahead, Al.
He won't
yeah, he
tell me.
sent our initials to us.
Yeah, he sent our initials, and they're beautiful. So thanks very much. I really appreciated that.
Yeah,
Sent them to me. They're awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, that'd be really educational to listen to Lawrence talk about all the hash, and I know on his website there, on it he's got the picture of him standing beside a sign there of a well known city or town. I'm not sure what it is.
There's a few pictures like that. Like it might be the Katama sign or Kabul or yeah. He's been all over.
Katama,
Yeah.
Katama,
Yeah.
Katama. Yeah, no.
So that's where we're going. We're going there this summer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
go for a tour.
Yeah. Lawrence and I and a few of our hash
Yeah.
enthusiasts. It's going to be a great time.
And the thing is that you'll be able to bring all that information back, that knowledge that you learn, learning from, like learning from Lawrence and everything is all great and all that. But now you'll be touching and seeing face to face basically, I'm looking at maybe elders or people who've been doing it for, well, just
Yeah,
as long as
exactly.
Lawrence. And, yeah, like generations connected together, right?
No, and nobody can just do that. The fact that Lawrence has those kind of relationships and knows
Mhm.
those people and whatnot, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a picture in his deck of cards. This is one of the coolest things that Lawrence has told me. There's a picture in his deck of cards where it's like a whole stack of slabs of Moroccan hash and this big old press, and the pictures from the 60s. And he said that press is still there in that exact same room doing the exact same thing.
Oh. Jeez, it's good. It just shows it's well made and maintained.
Yeah. And then you got the shit going on here we were talking about.
Yeah. I don't have any experience with our stuff, but even our canvas, I've only bought one package of cannabis to look at buds. That was it. No,
Yeah.
no. I've grabbed a few vape pens just to try those things out, but even that, like, it's all created. It's not, it's not pure. Like hash is pure. Like, as I mentioned when we started the show, it's non-solvent, so there's nothing that's been added to it.
Well, it should be. It should be.
Yeah.
Real
Absolutely.
hash.
Yeah.
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 It's
But yeah,
clean.
unfortunately, we
pure.
don't see enough of that.
So if you burn it, you can. I mean, the average person might not be able to tell when you roll it into a long piece of skin and you hit it with.
Worm.
Yeah, if it turns black and goes, sparks up, that's not hash. It should be like almost like an oil resiny, just kind of dripping. If you'd really actually see the real stuff.
Yeah,
Or-
there's also
Or crumbles, right? Yeah. There's
that's the
different-
thing, yeah, there's different tests for different consistencies of hash and whatnot, right? And unfortunately, there's people doing like dirty tricks to even try and fool people with things like that. Like
Mhm.
something one of my friends was just telling me was unpurged shatter will bubble, so they'll use that when they're cutting kiff and making hash like that. And then someone will take a lighter to it and see it bubble and sizzle, and they're like, "Oh, look, that's good."
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh.
And if it's too runny, and it does that, then it's been obviously binded because it shouldn't. It should just nicely crumble. Like it should just crumble.
Well, that's the thing. You know what? Some of it should, but then some of it that's like it all depends how it's been processed, what micron and whatnot. There's a
Yeah.
lot of different. I won't act like I'm an expert as far as all that goes. Honestly, it's just
Ah.
When we started, in the '80s, that's all you could get. And actually, that's how I was taught to roll a joint because my ex would sit and make me crumble it up and add tobacco to it and then roll joints because that's how he smoked it. And I didn't
Right.
smoke it at all. I thought it was disgusting. But
yeah.
Yeah. Oh. You're adding poison to
I
natural.
know that's how he did it. Like back in 1980.
I know. That's
Yeah,
what I
tobacco
back
is.
Yeah.
Used to add it
40
to
years ago, I did.
Yeah, well, that's 40 years ago. I hate to say it. It was 86.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh,
Yeah.
I was 16, 17 years old back then. That's how
Mhm.
yeah. You could not get weed. There was just none.
No.
I can see why you wouldn't like it too, because hash and tobacco straight like that, it can be pretty harsh.
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's I roll it for him, but I wouldn't smoke it. It was like this. Like I said,
So-
when I smoked hash, it was on the knife.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, yeah. The original dabbing machine, the hot knives.
Hot knives on a stove with a big pen.
Yeah. So, being that we're talking about putting tobacco in such a pure product, do you offer advice during these talks to people? Because I'm sure there's people who may come to these events that don't have much experience.
I mean, in my opinion, like hash and tobacco have gone together since before people knew.
Okay.
So Raul Cannaindian, the guy who's doing the chillum demonstration. Chillums in India are traditionally used with hash and tobacco. You mix the two. And
okay.
And personally myself, I only smoke blunts. I don't really roll joints that often.
Right.
And I still mix a bit of good rolling tobacco with my hash before I mix it with my weed.
Now, I should maybe throw in a little caveat there that I could see the tobacco on at their end being different than the stuff that we would buy in the store that's been processed and chemicals added to it, whereas you'd be using more along the line of a whole leaf or.
Well, okay, so the stuff that I use to mix my hash with is it's kind of like a drum tobacco, a nice dark stringy bagged rolling tobacco. It's called amber leaf.
Oh, okay. All right.
it's not. You can only get it like at the duty free and in the States and whatnot. You can't get it in Canada.
Not here, eh? Yeah.
No, like
Yeah,
if I have to, I'll use like Camels or something. You know.
right, right. Yeah, the old dried tobacco out of the cigarettes just was the right thing. Because like I said, a whole leaf. Unless for some reason there's something done in the processing of that leaf to be able to be used, preserved, or whatever, to roll the joints with, or the hash with. I look at it as being a safer version than the stuff you'd buy in the store.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get the formaldehyde and stuff like that added to it.
Yeah, I definitely notice a difference when I'm using like nice rolling tobacco versus cigarette.
Yeah, good.
A lot of people smoke it in a pipe too, right? Which is different. Like, nobody smokes tobacco in a pipe though anymore, but people used to. So
yeah,
used to be a thing, right?
At one time, yeah, but with a chillum, I guess I don't know. Do they consider a chillum pipe?
It's a clay pipe.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's a much bigger bowl than your average pipe.
Yeah, I would think. I'm just thinking of the size of the bowl. Adding tobacco, I guess.
Like it's a triangular shaped, like a chillum, right?
It's a long. It's a long pipe, and then the bowl is kind of like there's like a stick that you shove down into it, and then you put your stuff above it. Yeah. We're gonna be doing a demonstration of it on Friday.
Yeah, I've actually had one before, so I know exactly what. But, we've had.
I gotta say that the phone might die here.
Oh, okay.
If it does,
all right. Yeah, that happens. Okay, well, if the phone dies, I guess sometimes phones give you that 10% warning.
Yeah, it's not right now, but
okay. Yeah, if it dies, we'll know what happened. But yeah, thanks for the heads up. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, we were ill prepared here tonight. We've got a lot going on. We just picked up Laurence from the airport yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah,
good.
Last night.
Oh yeah,
running around late last night, grabbing the merch and
yeah, I imagine. Yeah, well, there is. When you organize events, it's not something that can be done overnight. Especially like you guys are trying to do more of these things. It becomes a continuous thing that you work on all the time, and each time you do them, you learn something. Maybe it's something that you want to change, something you want to add.
Yeah, things to do, things not to do anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, we're always keep learning along. But it's so you're on the Danforth with this? Is that what that poster says? Yeah.
Yeah, it's at Coxwell and Danforth Growers World.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a promo code for the tickets.
Okay. Yeah. Where do people get tickets?
So there's a link in my bio on Instagram on either of my pages, Goldseal Cigar or Fake Hashbuster.
Okay, I'm gonna pull that up.
And yeah, it's an Eventbrite link.
And the swag and
right here.
Yeah, so if you use the promo code Great Books, just one word, you'll get $10 off, and the tickets are $45.
All right.
Yeah,
that's a decent price.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot goes into the seminar, and like you get a lot of good knowledge, especially with the hash making demonstration.
Something else too. That's awesome.
Yeah, plus all the stuff you get in the bag.
Oh yeah, the swag.
No, that's people always like our events for those two things. We make sure that you get a lot of stuff out of it if you're paying for a ticket like that, but also that it's not just a like, oh, come and pull up and smoke and chill with us. It's like, no, you're actually getting a cool seminar and some interesting information, and some really interesting people too.
Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
And the ability to, there's vendors there so they can, pick up something if they're there, too as well. So that's a lot to offer.
Yeah, that too.
Is it a continuous speaker and then someone's done and then the next one goes up, or are you having or they spread throughout the night?
So like Laurence will just be speaking himself, obviously, like about his
Yeah.
stuff. Joe will be doing his own whole speech too. He's got slides and whatnot. My whole bit on fake hash and everything like that, I'd like to have more of kind of a discussion where I want Laurence, Joe, and Bam. We're all going to talk about it.
Like a panel.
Probably too. Yeah, their opinions too, because they all know a lot about it too. And then yeah, Bam will be last because his demonstration. It's almost kind of like a cooking show, where we've got bubble hash done at different processes so that he doesn't have to do the whole thing, right? Like
Yeah, correct.
everyone's not going to sit there, right? We'll say, okay, this is what
Yeah.
this is going to look like after this, right? And yeah,
Exactly.
it went really
Yeah.
well last time.
They did, eh? Good.
Yeah.
Good. And a lot of people get educated and learn these processes,
Yeah, it was. There's a lot of people that came who were really passionate about hash, and by the end of it, when he was doing like the heating and pressing and everything like that, you could tell who was really there to learn it because they were all standing up, circled
Yeah.
around him, watching him do
Oh,
it, getting
yeah.
their money's worth for sure. In that
Yeah.
sense.
You'd smell it too. I'd imagine. 'Cause the heat. Oh, it just smells so nice. Oh yeah. It's good. It's good. Well, we got a couple minutes before we go to break. Let's see what we can touch on before we go to break, because I don't want to get into something that's going to take long, because then we got to cut you off.
You want to jump in for a sec? All right, we might have to. Maybe we'll cut it short here then, because we got some stuff going on here.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
why
don't come sit down for a sec, Laurence? Come say hi. No. Okay. We got to get to the drugstore right now. The pharmacy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not a problem. You got to go. You go.
Yeah. We'll continue another time for sure, though. And thanks for having us.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming on. I've never heard of a hash event, and when Laurence mentioned it to me, I thought, hey, let's get these guys on the show and let's find out what's going on.
Sounds like it'll be a really good time. Good time in education, yeah.
Okay,
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, socials before you go, so people can find you.
So I'm Goldseal Cigar, all one word, and Fake Hash Busta. Laurence is Leaf Lancelot, one word.
All righty. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for coming on the broadcast, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Good luck.
Thanks for having us. Take care.
You're welcome.
Night.
Bye-bye.
Night.
There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah, hash events. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
You go there. It's got the vending market, like a lot of events do, or events that are happening in the city, and then it's got the education end of it as well.
Well, that's so nice about being. And I mean, you're not in the city, but you're close enough that you can make some of these events once in a while. But having the city where there's 1 million or more, like 2 million, or how many people live in Toronto and the surrounding area.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. And then if you get 200 people, that's it's sort of a community again. You know what I mean? This sounds like there's a lot of legacy involved in this one. It sounds like trying to rebuild, and that's great because I think we've had him on the show before.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't know, for some reason the Goldseal joints. Maybe it was they were other ones.
Maybe. But the venue where we mentioned it, I'm not sure how big it is, but it sounds like they got room, obviously, to hold an event there and have some people come in and educate them.
Right, and that's the best part about it. Education's free.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we should go to that break.
You bet.
And we'll come back and see where things go from there.
Sounds good.
All right. We're live. You're watching the Pace Radio Show, and we'll see you in about, 3.5 minutes, somewhere around there. You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net. Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor. If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Cannabis edibles are an effective way to manage pain and other ailments, especially when you deal with your trusted partner, Legacy 420, in Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. You see, we lab test every product on site to ensure proper dosage every time, which is critical when consuming cannabis edibles. All Legacy 420 edibles are made by our classically trained baker and chocolatier, and we also have super tasty vegan options.
Our baker has been in the industry for 25 years. She's also a chocolatier. Everything from savory to sweet, your chocolate bars, brownies, butter tarts, you name it, we make it.
Talk to our knowledgeable Cannatex about our incredible variety available. Give your trusted partners a call. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net. Hey, we're back. Thanks for tuning into the program. Today in the show, Tamara and I, we were talking earlier to Joesph Frazer. He's involved in an event called Real Hash. Sounds very interesting, Tamara.
Yeah, so that's this weekend in Toronto, and
Correct.
you can get tickets, through Eventbrite. I guess is through his bio and his link, which he, mentioned before he left, which is Gold's. What was it again?
Goldseal Cigars. Goldseal Cigars. Yeah, I've got his Instagram account there on the screen, right here on the bottom there. You can see where my cursor is. That's where you can get tickets for the event. $45, he said.
Yeah, and again, like kind of, you're involved in the kind of festival, event this weekend, but afterward, if you're going to be there anyway and you're downtown Toronto, he said it's quite close, so maybe it's like an after party.
Well, it would be because it's on Saturday night. I'm busy through the daytime. It'd be a Saturday night. That's when it's on Saturday night. So
yeah, he said after 6, after the event during the day. So
yeah, after the Can Expo, he said that they were going to do it then, and it'd be interesting because people are there to get educated as well when they go to the Can Expo, and people can learn some hash. So.
Right, and then combine the two.
Yeah, who knows? But it'd be good. It'd be good. It'd be educational, right? So
sure. Sounds like a good time.
Oh yeah. I'm just looking.
Like it all does. It all sounds like a really good time. Like the
It
whole week.
does.
It's like, you know,
It's,
event for the cannabis community. That's awesome.
yeah, it's a good weekend to be in the city. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm just closing that off. Get rid of that there. But
Is there anything,
oh,
any parties or anything after Canna Expo?
yeah, oh yeah, there is. Yeah. There is events going at when I saw it, it said at the OPP. I'm like, well, the OPP headquarters. What's the OPP headquarters? Like it seemed really odd. Like I thought, what the hell are they doing something at the OPP headquarters? And it's other people's pot.
Oh,
What it stands for, right?
that's kind of throw you off too. It's like,
Yeah, well, it did. It did throw me off, right? I go, what's going on there?
that's
And so that's what that is. And they'll be having at there. There'll be the joint rolling extraordinaires will be there.
oh,
Guys like Cody and
right.
his friends that yeah,
Yeah,
they'll be
those
there doing joint rolling.
creative creatures
Yeah,
and
they're
girls are
not they're not involved in the joint rolling contest.
no,
Cody's, for example, he's there with Camp Canna, and he's involved in the after party event at the OPP headquarters.
yes. Well, that's crazy. I mean, like I said, there's so many things that you can do in Toronto where that wouldn't be happening where I am in the sticks out here,
Oh yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Now where you are, that's for sure.
right? But I mean, it sounds so fun and stuff, but I still wouldn't want to live in Toronto.
Yeah. No, it's a good time to be in the city, and we're gonna try to get to as much as possible. I usually do when I'm in the city because it is a bit of a drive to get there.
Right.
And
How
even if only if I live 20 minutes by the way the crow flies, it still takes quite a minute to get there by the time you deal with all that traffic.
right,
You know,
right.
on the
So
Don
how
Valley
far,
Parkway,
how far
Park.
from your place to there? How long is this going to take you?
For me to get down to everything, I'm probably looking at about 3.5 hours just because of traffic. Yeah, and I'm glad it's this weekend because next weekend I believe it's the Gardeners going down, which is a big highway that goes down through the main, like through Toronto, above the lake shore there, amongst all the big tall buildings. You feel like you're in some Jetson
Oh,
machine going between the buildings, right? You're looking in, people looking out the window straight across at the highway. It's just so it's going to be down to one lane, so the traffic's just going to be hectic in the city.
oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. Like I like the fact that, you know, he's like, oh, 15-minute cities. I live in a 7-minute city. You can get from one end of town to the other in 7 minutes.
Okay. Takes me about that long to get to a town. Not much bigger than a hamlet. Never mind, a village.
Right?
It's probably a village. Yeah.
Find like this little, you know, I'm good with no
Yeah.
skyscrapers. You don't have any skyscrapers. I'm good.
Yeah. No skyscrapers here. So, but no, as far as the event, these guys again, we'll run through them. I've got their page here still. No binders, no fillers, just hash as it should be is basically is the theme behind it, right?
Right. And that's interesting, you know, like he's like the hash buster. You know what I mean? Like he's out there like
Yeah.
basically like testing everything and saying, no, this stuff's crap, this stuff's good, this stuff, and you know, knowing because he's you know done, you know, he got educated enough to know what's what and what's going down and what
Yeah.
people are using. And like I said, there's some pretty shady people out there that
Yeah.
do some pretty ethical things with their product, and that's
Yeah.
unfortunate, right?
Yeah. It looks like there's like 5 because there's Laurence Cherniak. He'll be speaking. Joe Goldfarb, Bam, Cannaindian, and
Yep.
Goldseal Cigar.
Right. Excellent. That sounds like yeah.
Yeah, it says that Joesph is going to be talking about fake hash.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, there's so many shady, and like I said, there's this was before even legalization. There was some shady shit going on with product. Like
Huh.
it's the way some people are just not ethical, like not ethical at all.
And then, yeah, unfortunately, that happens out there. And he was talking about Moroccan, and
Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've never watched,
I was
never.
hearing that back in the 70s.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm like, we did, like, I mean, this is like way back in the 80s. Like, there was big chunks of, black cash that was coming over, and it was imported because that's the only way you were going to get it. Like, and
Yeah.
it was coming from down east. And I don't know exactly how it got there on the back of, somebody's truck. I don't know. But
Yeah, some people talk about red sealed because it's got like a red plastic seal on it. We never asked them.
Yeah, red seal. There was gold seal. We had the Afghani that would have the stamp. Like, there was no stamp. It was actually like an imprint right in the brick. There was no
Yeah,
like gold or anything on it, right? But again, like, we're talking like 40, yeah, like long time ago. Wow. Like,
yeah,
since 9/11, I don't think we've had any real drugs brought into Canada since 9/11 when they shut down the borders. Like, pretty hard for anybody to bring a lot in, and then they get busted. There's been a lot of other illicit drugs busted at the borders. Like,
I remember when I first got involved in the cannabis community. I went to I was going to seminars and stuff in Toronto and Niagara Falls and St. Catharines, and or was it Hamilton? Hamilton, I mean, and um, where was I going with it? Oh, I lost it. I had to go to one place to get to this other spot first, and I've lost it. But I'll remember. You'll see me all of a sudden. I go, oh yeah,
right. Yeah, I do that too. It's okay. It's called pot
yeah.
science.
Oh, okay. See, I knew I remember. And at one of the events that I was at, Rosie Rosenbaum spoke and talked about smuggling and bringing the stuff in from
Oh,
over in Europe. Huh?
Ed Rosenthal, you mean?
No, Rosie Rothenbaum.
Oh, okay, I don't think I know who that is.
Yeah. Do a
No.
Google search. He served 20 years in
Oh,
jail.
Rosie Rosenbaum. Oh, okay. Now I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, yeah.
And yeah, he talked, he talked in length about how he did it and all that, and to get things from over there and ship it overseas, like, dealing with the big crates and customs and everything.
Yeah, you gotta have some kahunas to do that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Thanks. You wouldn't want to get stuck yourself in some like foreign prison. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Canadian prison's not that
Oh,
great either, so I wouldn't want to be stuck in a Mexican prison or
oh
South
no.
American or Middle Eastern prison. Could you imagine being in prison in Afghanistan for drug
No
smuggling?
thanks. No thanks. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Palestine, all over the Middle East, Lebanon.
You know,
That's where the hash comes from too, Lebanese hash.
and like he said, since the wars ended in there, the quality of the hash that's come out of there has gone down.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, how can they be producing anything if everything's being flattened, right?
Yeah.
And let's face it, Afghanistan hasn't bounced back, I'm sure, that well either. And like Lebanon too. Lebanon's been fighting with
Yeah.
Israel.
And they've got good hash too.
Yeah,
Like,
like I
you
said,
ever wonder how do they collect it?
they don't.
Yeah, we didn't ask Joseph that question.
Like
But
I was saying,
I was told one time, this is just,
it's, like with their feet and their hands, and like
well, yeah. Well, when one person told me this was for many
they'd run through
years
it
ago.
naked.
Well, I like Jamaican gumball hash, and one person told me this years ago, was that, well, they just run through the fields,
Yeah,
and then
naked.
then they just clean it off themselves.
Yeah, that's
You're going, what?
yeah, yeah. Because then they rub it all down. Like I said, that's how they make Afghani hash. Was you can see them sitting there rubbing their hands together after they trim pot, and they've got this big bowl
And
underneath.
their hands are stained.
Yeah, and their hands are so black, and they're just sitting there rubbing their hands together. And that's good Afghan hash. Like, sorry. Dirty, stinky, like, that's why it tastes different, buddy. It's got nothing to do with the air.
Yeah. Well, the old times,
Yep.
It's,
Got some
it's always,
curry in there.
it's always good to rehash, pun intended, the old times.
Hi, Gail.
Yeah. She can hear you
You
coming.
can hear me coming, eh?
Hi, Gail.
It's funny.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, anything else you want to discuss offhand, hash? Other than hash, how's things going? And anywhere else?
It's working, through this
Working,
pain.
plugging away.
Just plugging away. Like I've had to do, the pain maintenance and stuff. Other than that, I'm just and
Yeah.
trying to keep things plugging away. But good. I've got Cheryl coming on the show this Monday on the 25th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
her and Haley Rose. And that's going to be kind of an announcement. She's got some research that's been being done over the last year with Haley. And like I said, I don't want to say too much and let too much out of the bag because I'm not, but she's got some results and some
Little teasers.
yeah, some
Research. The
yeah.
word research is
Yep.
a teaser. What's
Yep.
and I remember the last time that the two of them were on the Pace Radio show. We had quite the conversation with Haley. You were surprised on the conversation that we had with Haley, and
she's progressed so much, and she's actually like attending art school. So
really?
So we can there's been so much progression.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's an announcement that's going to be made on Monday about some stuff that's been being on. And Cheryl's kind of been hinting, if you've been watching Cheryl's Facebook page, she's been kind of hinting and meandering about, but she was positive to have the results by the 25th of March, and that she'd be able to speak about them because she's got the accreditation and everything for them.
Right.
So we'll find out Monday on Cannabis and Coffee with Marijuana at noon Mountain Standard Time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. at the West Coast, and probably 4 o'clock in Nova Scotia, something like that. Noon, 3 hours, so 3 o'clock.
Yeah, it's an hour. Yeah, it's an hour between me and Deb.
Yeah. So 3 o'clock, maritime.
Yeah.
So
Atlantic Standard Time.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing, so it'll be Cheryl and Haley Rose on Monday.
Yeah, good. Good.
That'll be a good show. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working, straight through
Plugging
the next
away.
days. So if I'm, sitting here with my eyeballs hanging up.
I like that. I've been, I think I mentioned at the beginning of the show, we've just been very busy with the CBG Action partnership there at the Can Expo, and learning a lot of stuff, whether it's, learning how to do editing, to just meeting the people. And a lot of the people that we spoke to, I'm going to say a good majority of the people we spoke to, all transitioned from the legacy market over to the legal market.
That's great.
Yeah, and seeing some of the, some of the products of the guys, because these are craft producers. A lot of them that we were talking to, I don't think any of the producers that we talked to was anything other than a craft producer.
Right.
And we talked about the rosins and the pens and the products and the way that they grow, and how some of them have been growing cannabis for 20 years in the legacy market, and they've transitioned over.
That's terrific. Well, it's good to hear. Like I said, it's things were going to be tweaked, right? We knew when we got started that it wasn't going to be perfect, right? And we knew things had to change, and I'm happy to hear that they are. There's still neat work to be done.
Oh yes, yes.
It's not over. Like there's so much to be done still. So again, there's no point in thinking, okay, great, everybody's got what they want. No, they haven't, because the patients don't want what they need.
Exactly. So anybody's wondering what happened to our guest left early. His battery was getting low on his phone, and he had something, by the sounds of it, personal to do for a guest that was at his place. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And I guess I want to thank that guest of his, Lawrence, for the lovely initials that his artwork that he sent me. I think those were beautiful. So
yes, they were 3D images of our initials,
yeah,
and as well as Lawrence was talking to me, and we mentioned it last week about a coloring contest. Details to come on that still.
The wind.
But
Very windy.
turns out that the wind blew open our house door.
are you guys? We're supposed to get snow. We got a snowfall, but it's kind of like
Yeah.
around us. But like it was 15 degrees on the weekend, and now it's dropped down to I think like it's -2, and it's supposed to snow.
Oh yeah, we've been getting snow. We've been getting snow for the last 2 days, on and off. Temperatures are below zero, winds and
Yeah, and
cold.
everybody's like, oh, take out your greenhouse and let's like get your tomatoes planted. I'm like, no, you're not.
No.
I'm not falling into that fiasco. I was in the garden center last year, and I was like a nutto with planting last year because I was working in that garden center. This year, I'm not doing it.
No. We still gotta get things ready. I'm looking at this coming month to be able to spend some time outside and working the garden, getting ready, for not only my cannabis but also the vegetables.
No, yeah, I'm not doing it.
Not
I'm
doing
making microgreens in my kitchen. I'm not doing it this year. I'm not.
No, didn't you have a little table thing that grew some tomatoes or something last year?
Yep, I did all that on my table.
Yeah.
And then I put everything outside, and then it exploded into big baskets that didn't. I was trying to grow carrots in August, and they all froze, and I'm giving up. Yeah.
Carrots you're not supposed to start carrots in August, I take it.
Well, I started a whole bunch of them, and then they got, I don't know what the hell happened to them, and nothing worked for me last year. Like I was, and as I was working at the garden center, like, my potatoes sucked. Everything sucked.
Was
So
it just bad soil?
It was all brand new soil. It was all like the fancy mix with the dark soil and the steer manure and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, triple mix and everything. Yeah.
Oh my god, I went like nuts. And then, like I said, everything was shit. But it was so hot, right? And we couldn't water a lot. And it was shit. So I'm not doing it.
Gail likes cherry tomatoes, but our cherry tomatoes look like they were on steroids. Some of our cucumbers. So I think there was something. It wasn't something in the soil. I think that maybe it was something in the strain name.
Right?
Yeah.
I got a lot of tomatoes. I did get lots of tomatoes, and I did have that great big huge 5-foot bunch of bullshit in the middle of the yard. Like things did okay. My pumpkins didn't do that great. Everything got mold. Like they got powdery mildew.
Oh, too damp. Too damp out. It never really dried. Was it a wet season?
No, it was weird. Like everything got powdery mildew, but it's been
powdery mildew. Yeah.
It's been doing that around here for the last few years. Everything gets this powdery mildew on it. My daisies, everything in the yard, like. Yeah.
Yeah. That's bad. That's too bad. No, we had we got some stuff. We had some stuff growing, so unfortunately it doesn't last forever. It's all gone.
Yeah. I say I'm not going to do anything now, but I probably will anyway. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, that happens.
And start growing tomatoes now in the middle of March. Like that's just too early. Like you can't put anything in until the end of May anyway. So why start 5 months early? Like it just seems ridiculous. So I'm not. I might start next month.
I had to bring this up again.
That's amazing.
I zoomed in on it. Here, let me zoom in a little more. This nice chunk of hash. Oh, it's zoomed in as much as I can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It just yummy. Just looks so good.
It does.
Like this touching it contaminated. Like you touch it to roll up some hash to smoke.
Yeah.
So pure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, is anything, like I said, I hope that, you know, that everybody has a good event, and that looks absolutely
Yeah.
fabulous. If, you know, and if the now that he's mentioned who's, you know, who they work for, I'm gonna go look for that product because I'm pretty sure I've seen it in my store, and I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. I'll go
Well,
check it
there's
out.
there's his logo there.
Yeah.
And there's the poster again. All right. So earlier we were talking to Joesph Frazer. He's part of this Real Hash. And where's that other thing that I'm looking for? Right at the top, Hash History and Origins. And that's the fellows who are listed there on the poster, but are doing all the education and the talking. That's their sort of their committee or group that they've formed and to do all this. So there you go.
Good one. And like, you know,
Yeah.
hash has been around for centuries.
Oh,
You know what I
centuries.
mean? So
Yeah.
it's good to, you know, get a little get some education on the history of hash, because if hash has been around that long, that
Oh.
means so it's cannabis, because you can't have hash without cannabis.
That's right. That's right. You know, it's just
Hash just doesn't, you know, fall out of the sky.
some people would say hash is a harm reduction method because people say, well, you shouldn't be burning leaf matter.
You're not.
You know, so that's what I mean. Hash would be considered a harm reduction method, right?
And you can actually cook with it just like it is.
Yeah. Oh, it's
I had a big chunk of whatever. It was pretty hard though. Like, so maybe it was more real than not. But it's super hard. The point when I was using it to make, it wouldn't melt. It would kind of like, it would stay kind of chunky. But I had to use a cheese grater.
Yeah. All righty. Well, anything you want to say before I sign us off with a quick review of Saturday night for Real Hash?
No, I'm good. I'm starving, so I'm good to go.
You wanna go? It's time to eat. Now I gotta go. All righty. Okay, so Real Hash this Saturday night, 1775 Danforth Avenue in Toronto. Can't get much better lineup than that when it comes to hash. having Laurence involved in this for sure, and all the other guys sound great. It's got a smoking lounge, so yes, you can smoke while you're there. Smoke-friendly environment, as well as vendors.
Yep, seminar vendors. Yep.
Correct. All right. Other than that, what's that?
Sounds like a good time. You have fun this weekend too. I'll at Town Expo, and
I will.
And you know, enjoy yourself over there.
I'll be worn out. I just know I'll be so tired. To do the news on Mondays might be a little eye opener. I might have toothpicks under my eyes and big pads on the bottom of my feet.
Yeah, you got a busy weekend ahead of you, but yeah, good. You guys have fun and enjoy yourselves, and bring us some more education and some more education.
That's right, exactly. See what I can find and bring back.
Yeah, education.
All right. Other than that, Tamara and I will be back next week, same time, same place, same channel, all that type of stuff. You can find us on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. And you can find us on the web at paceradio.net. Thank you to go to our sponsors, legacy420.com, Campbellford Lifestyle Store in downtown Campbellford, as well as Limestone, Hydroponics.ca. They're in Kingston. Check them out. Also, a big thank you to our guests. It's too bad you couldn't stay around for the whole show, but hey, we got an hour. That was good.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Yeah, exactly. As I always tell everybody before the show, if you can't do the whole thing, let us know. We can make adjustments, and that's what we did. Other than that, thanks to Joesph Frazer from Real Hash, this event. Make sure you check it out. Tickets are at his Instagram account. And $45, you get a 10% discount if you get them soon. So, let's see. Other than that, thanks, Tamara. And thanks for everybody for tuning in and watching or listening to the broadcast. We really appreciate it. We will see you all next week, and good night.
Night.
Right.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.